You're listening to the Loving Your Own Soul podcast, and I'm your host, Britt Olson. Guided by my own intuition, my intention is to deliver genuine conversations centered around health and wellness, spirituality, self-expression, and culture. In this space, I will provide you with real-life stories, theories, and inspiring perspectives to help you uncover and tap into your own true potential. I'm so grateful you've chosen to tune in with me on this mindful exploration to living a more fluid life through a deeper connection to the soul. Now let's dive into today's journey. Welcome to the Loving Your Own Soul Weekly Digest. If you're new around here, I'm Britt Olson, and I'm so grateful to have you here. Every Thursday, I will digest and decode a different health and wellness, spiritual, trending, or cultural topic so that you can better understand and feel more on trend in the ever-changing world we live in. Now, this week, I will be giving you the download as to several reasons you may be more spiritual than you think. Now, as always, please do not forget that I do not claim to be an expert in any of these areas. Our weekly digest episodes simply stem from theories, research from qualified field professionals, and my own findings and opinions on the areas we discuss. For any specific questions or topics you'd like to see on here, do feel free to connect with me on Instagram, shoot me a DM at Loving Your Own Soul. I would love to hear them. And as always, do remember to trust your intuition, that inner voice inside of you, for that voice will never steer you in the wrong direction. Now, let's chat about being a highly spiritual person, because chances are you are definitely more spiritual than you think or maybe give yourself credit for. Now, I heard recently, which is why I felt super inspired to speak to this topic, and it's also fun too, because looking back on my life, it just all makes so much sense. But I heard recently someone say, really a few people actually, it's kind of a chatter online, which makes me really sad, but spirituality is just a trend, which, oh my gosh, like nails on a chalkboard type of dialogue right there. I actually feel my heart twist inside of my chest when I hear this. So while yes, I will agree that more and more of us are waking up every single day, and within that awakening journey, most just become over the moon excited at this remembered sense of connection, and there is certainly a new or maybe evolved chatter around spirituality and spiritual practices. However, it is so far from a trend. If you think that, if you have thought that, I honor so deeply where you sit, but I also just ask you to just dig deep into your heart and really listen to what resonates the most. And yes, even though some of us learn and evolve, and go through spirituality maybe way faster than others, the truth of the matter is that we're all heading in the same direction. No matter if we are walking or crawling or running through this life, we are all heading home to the ancient wisdoms that reside inside each and every one of us, and I do firmly believe that. Which is why I wanted to chat through a variety of signs that really start to happen as you grow more spiritually and become more in tune with yourself and just your purest nature. These are all elements that really bring a sense of peace or a renewed energy to your life, just causing you to feel more compassionate, empowered, balanced, clear, and just an overall more loving person. So let's jump in. Number one thing I would say is you've always been naturally drawn to alternative shops, the hippie-esque bookstores, I say that in quotes, the smell of incense as you walk by a shop with their door open, crystal shops, all the things. Maybe you don't know why, maybe you never buy anything and you just browse through these shops, but either way, something deep down inside of you is pulling you to these shops, carrying these tools and artifacts that just remind your soul of this ancientness within you. And to that point, maybe you've also always carried this fascination for crystals or rocks or mystical findings like pirate coins. I know for myself as a child, as a young kid, I was just obsessed with rocks. I wanted, and through elementary school, especially 3rd grade, I felt like it really became very prominent. But I wanted to be an archaeologist. I wanted to go sift through and try to find pieces of gold. And we would go into shops and it would have this case where you can kind of like pick out a bag of crystals and different rocks and gems. And all I wanted to do was go find these. And it's just so funny because it was something that I kind of just pushed away and was kind of laughed at as like, oh, you're just a kid. But now being older, I'm like, of course I was drawn to these crystals and these rocks and all these fun tools because they're an innate part of my soul. And that was my soul speaking out as a child, which is so fun. Now, another tip for you, or another kind of highlight for you, I should say, is you love personal development and you can't seem to learn enough about yourself, whether that be through psychic readings, astrology readings, now human design, numerology. You love partaking in energy healings, the chakra system, crystal bowls. This all may have started for you the first time you stepped on a yoga mat, you said a chant or a prayer, or closed your eyes to connect with your breath. But either way, these tools surrounding your own personal development have consumed you ever since. It's almost as if you are slightly obsessed and really can't get enough of these teachings and revelations or validations about who you truly are in this lifetime and the blueprint of your soul. Or maybe a psychic reading feels so normal to you, you find yourself dumbfounded to learn that close friends of yours have never explored this option because, well, you just thought this was a normal thing to do that everyone does. I know I've been there myself, for sure. And also, you don't really think twice about then sharing these tools with everyone you know. You almost feel this innate need to now serve your friends and family, and you want them to better themselves by learning more about their chart or life path numbers or ancestors, looking to communicate with them. You're just like, you're hungry for it, you love it, and you want to share it because you care about the world and your loved ones around you. I know for myself, even it wasn't in college. I think it was like a year after college, so maybe 22 or 23. I was kind of dating this one guy and his birthday was coming up, and I actually bought him a numerology reading that then, with a psychic I was going to at the time, that then also sent a bag of crystals that specifically related to his numbers and his energy and everything like that. And he never really spoke about it, but what I think is so funny, because again, at that ripe age of 22, 23, you don't think about things. Like, looking at myself then compared to now, being about to turn 31 when this episode comes out, I had no boundaries. It's like I didn't care what people thought, compared to now. I'm so much more seasoned with life, which is sad, but looking to release all of that. But at the time, I didn't even think twice about it. I was like, oh my gosh, I love this stuff. This guy's going to love it so much. And now looking back, he probably thought I was so weird. Like, today, it may not be as weird because, again, more of us are waking up and it's just a more commonly talked about thing. But almost 10 years ago, that wasn't something that you were buying for people, which is funny. Another sign that you may be more spiritual than you think is you carry a strong connection to nature, like a really strong nature. Not the let's go take a hike and take a cool Instagram photo type of connection, more so the I'm losing my mind in this modern world and I need to get lost in the woods for 3 hours with no one bothering me type of connection. Or maybe the one non-negotiable of your day is watching the sunset every night type of connection. Or the way you squeal with excitement at the moon when you see how full and beautiful she is, or the different sliver and crescent in the sky. With that as well, maybe you get so overjoyed by the little bit of magic and synchronistic moments, or when things seem to have magically worked out just as you planned, you walk around feeling so giddy and so high on life and just saying thank you into the universe wherever possible. In fact, you actually feel so grateful for every waking moment of every day. You feel that gratitude is truly your birthright. Gratitude fills your ounce of being, your heart, and is something you don't have to do, but rather something that you just experience with ease. Or maybe you've started realizing that we are all one, and you recognize yourself in others and understand that you are one with others and creatures and things and beings, and this knowing just fills your heart with love and compassion, and you realize that there is no point or value to wasting any more time judging others or criticizing or walking around as if the world is out to get you. You've become so comfortable with not knowing how life is going to turn out. You understand that life's plans are much grander and complex than what you have control over, and you release all control into the hands of a higher power, knowing you're always being guided. And you no longer feel the need to control your life, and instead you put trust into your life. Another thing you may notice about yourself indicating that you are a highly, highly spiritual person, which we all are in my opinion, but maybe people as of lately, they keep asking you why you're so happy or what you're doing differently. A lot of people also, maybe they look at you and they think that you've lost weight, but you don't know what they are talking about. Your eyes sparkle differently, your face has shifted slightly, and the world is taking notice of it because you're evolving into your truest nature and form of who you're meant to embody. Or maybe you trust your own wisdom and inner knowing like nothing else. The thing you realize is the wisdom of your soul, your intuition. It's this newfound wisdom that comes from deep, deep down inside of yourself and feels more comfortable than ever before trusting this inner knowing, even if no one else around you seems to understand it, because deep down, you know they will all catch up soon enough. Or maybe forgiveness. Forgiveness maybe has a newfound meaning to you, and you find it easier than ever to forgive others. You understand that life isn't happening to you, and rather it's happening for you. The negative, the positive, it is all a part of life's experience, and you trust every bit of it. And last but not least, you view yourself as a soul having a human body experience. You understand that the body is the vehicle housing your soul in this physical world. And even though you have a body, you are not the body or the mind. You are the soul within the body. I know for myself on my journey, when I really actually listened, it wasn't the first time I had heard this, but it was when I really heard it. I listened, I heard this phrase, you are a soul having a human body experience. I felt like my brain just opened up, and it was like every pressure, everything suddenly just melted away. Because it was this different identity of what I'm doing right here, right now, the good, the bad, the negative, the positive, it's all going to exist. Darkness cannot exist without light, is just my soul having this human experience. It was like this immediate release of attachment. So if you've never heard that before, I hope that I can really shine some light for you, because that statement is truly so profound. And like I said, it really just takes all the pressure off and is one to keep coming back to. But yeah, I think that's all I have. I love this topic, but just something short and sweet because, like I said, we are all highly spiritual beings, and many of us are way more spiritual than we think. And diving in deep into this topic is just so much fun. It's truly a way of just living as compassionately as possible. And again, none of this is new for our soul. It is our true essence and way of being. And we as human beings have just kind of lost sight of it over time. But now, as I like to believe, we are truly waking back up. And that's it. So I hope you have a wonderful day today, and I look forward to continuing the journey with you again soon.